I used to be a really shy and insecure person who didn't want to go up to people who I didn't know. I was afraid of speaking my opinion. I would just agree with people for the sake of agreeing with them because I didn't want to stand out. I was so insecure that I tried to really just fake it till I made it, but the problem was that didn't work. Now I'm a really confident person who can go to networking events where I don't know anyone. I can talk to people I've never met before, even though I still am more introverted as a person, but that doesn't make me any less confident. I don't have a problem voicing my opinion. I don't have a problem putting myself out there and making YouTube videos for you. But all of this only happened because I dropped the fake it till you make it mentality and I used some tips that actually work. So in this video, I'm sharing how I managed to build real self-confidence so you can do it too. And I'm not talking about the fake it till you make it type of confidence where you appear confident to the outside, but on the inside you feel like crying because it makes you so uncomfortable. I am talking about real confidence where you can walk into any room with your head held up high. You can make videos of yourself if that's what you want. You can show up confidently in your professional life and network with people. We are talking about true confidence that comes from inside and just radiates to the outside. A large part of confidence is self-respect. The problem is sometimes we self-sabotage and we do things that make us lose respect for ourselves. And you cannot be truly confident if you keep ignoring your principles, if you let people walk all over you, if you do things that are not true to yourself. If you're wondering why you're not confident, even if you've watched so many self-improvement videos or read so much about it, but you still do things that clearly show that you do not have self-respect, well, there is your answer. You need to be so authentic and respectful of yourself that you don't let other people disrespect you and that you can be confident in the principles and the morals that you have. You need to truly, on a deep level, understand that you are a valuable person and you need to see yourself as such. And when you understand that, you are way less likely to let people cross your boundaries. You're way less likely to go back to someone who you know is toxic. You're way less likely to let people into your life who have bad intentions. You're way less likely to not follow up on a promise that you made yourself. Confidence and self-respect and self-love are all interconnected. You need to be truly convinced that you are valuable. You deserve all the respect in the world from yourself, but also from other people. You need to truly love yourself and to want what's best for you. And you will see that you will start attracting people who respect you, and people who do not respect you and who want to cross your boundaries and to walk all over you will be put off by the confidence that you are showing. They will know. You might not even have to say anything. They will see you as a confident person who's not gonna let herself be disrespected, and they will treat you accordingly because self-love, self-confidence, self-respect radiates. People can feel it. They can see it. If you don't love yourself, if you don't respect yourself, someone else can see that as well, and they will walk all over you. They will try to cross your boundaries. They will try to be manipulative. They see you as easy prey. You might not be, but if that's what you're giving off, of course you're gonna try. You need to respect and love the hell out of yourself. You need to value yourself. And I think that that is the first and the most important step to building self-confidence. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to subscribe and also follow me on my Instagram because I post so much about my daily life and also just some extra tips and motivation. If your friend would come to you and say, I went on a date and it didn't go well, he didn't like me, what would you say? You would probably say something along those lines, it's okay, it's not your fault, or maybe it was just not meant to be. He might not even be the problem. It was just not meant to be, it's not your fault. But when you go on a date or you get rejected by a job or something, suddenly you talk to yourself as if it's all your fault. You tell yourself, he rejected me because I'm ugly, he rejected me because I talk too much, he didn't like my character, the job rejected me because I'm not educated enough, they rejected me because of this and of this. Do you see the difference? You talk to yourself as if you are your biggest hater. How can you be confident then? You cannot talk to yourself like that. Talk to yourself as if you would talk to someone you love. Because you love yourself, right? Talk to yourself as if you are your own best friend or you are your little sister. You wouldn't say stuff like that to them. You wouldn't say, yeah, they rejected you because you're ugly. I mean, first of all, it's not true. Second of all, it's a cruel thing to say. We spend the entirety of our lives with this voice in our head that can either be positive or negative. If we choose to talk nicely to ourselves, we have so much to gain. But if we choose to be our own biggest hater, we will spend our entire life in our own head with this voice that just says, you are ugly, you are worthless, you do not deserve love, you're a piece of shit. That's not a fun way to live. I don't think anyone wants to live like that. You do not deserve to live like that. You deserve to talk nicely to yourself, and you deserve to love yourself and to show that to yourself on a daily basis. Be nice to yourself and hold the way that you talk to yourself to a high standard. You wouldn't let someone else tell you that you're ugly and worthless and a piece of shit, right? The only correct answer here is yes. Right, I wouldn't do that. So why would you let yourself do that? There is no such thing as cringe. Cringe doesn't exist. Embarrassment is a choice. I've seen so many people that want to start posting on social media, whether it's TikToks or YouTube videos or whatever, but they are afraid of being judged by others, of others saying that whatever they're doing is cringe, of feeling embarrassed because they are making videos. There is no such thing as cringe. You choose to be embarrassed because you think that what you're doing is embarrassing. You don't know what's going on in other people's heads. You cannot know if they're judging you or not. Maybe they do not care about your videos. But you think it's embarrassing because that's what you tell yourself. So actually, it's you who thinks it's embarrassing, not others. And you need to ask yourself, okay, why do I think this is embarrassing? Do some introspection, maybe do some journaling and figure out, why do you think this is embarrassing? It is a choice to be embarrassed, and there's nothing embarrassing about posting YouTube videos. There's nothing embarrassing about trying to build a business. There's nothing embarrassing about trying to become a singer or whatever you're trying to do. There's absolutely nothing embarrassing. If there's anything embarrassing, it's being an asshole, being a person who has no hobbies and spends their entire life judging other people, and also being a person who is so afraid of being judged that they don't try and don't do the things that they would love to do. You cannot live your whole life being afraid to be judged, and because of that, miss out on so many opportunities and so many good experiences and so much fun. I was afraid of being judged when I started my YouTube channel, and I've said this in another video, but if you watch my first video, you might think it's cringe. Okay, so what? Think it's cringe. 2 years later, I'm at an amazing point. I have a lot of opportunities I wouldn't have had otherwise. I love my YouTube channel. I love making videos. I see comments where people say, this video changed my life. This video helped me go to the gym for the first time and I don't know how long. This video helped me turn my life around. That makes it worth it, and that is so much more important than worrying about being cringe. Did you know that scientists recently found out that you are not the center of the universe? And that's fun. No, that's so fun. That is so good. We all walk around thinking that all eyes are on us, that all the people around us are worried about what we are doing, right? You go to the gym, you worry about if this person is looking at you, if you're sweating, if you're making an ugly face. What if they think that your form is wrong? What if they think? They don't think. They are minding their own business probably. They are too busy working out and also worrying about what you think of them. We all just walk around thinking that we are the center of the universe. We are not, and that is a beautiful thing. No one cares. No one cares about what you're doing because people are so busy worrying about their own life. They have their own problems. They have their own shit going on. They do not care. And in the big picture, you know, in 100 years, none of us are going to exist anymore. We will be gone, and the people who have ever judged us will be gone. So why would we care? I'm not trying to send you into an existential crisis, but this is the truth. Our time here is limited and precious, and that is a beautiful thing. We need to make the most out of it. And sometimes making the most out of it means completely ignoring people who judge us, who are so bored with their own lives that they have nothing better to do but just to look at what others are doing and judge them. If that means just being ourselves authentically and just doing whatever goes through our head and we want to do, as long as we're not hurting anyone and as long as we have good morals and principles, then we should just do that. We all deserve to live a happy life, and you cannot live a happy life if you're constantly worrying about what someone else is saying behind your back or to your face. Doesn't matter. If you want to build your self-confidence, one of the best exercises you can do is to just get out of your comfort zone. But the thing is, you need to do it correctly. You need to do things that scare you just a little bit. If you are absolutely terrified of talking to people, you could try to just go up and talk to a stranger, but that is a bit extreme. That is a very far jump. So you can just take it step by step. Right now, you are in your comfort zone where you do not talk to any strangers or any person that you don't know. You need to start slowly. Start getting comfortable talking to friends. Then start getting comfortable to talking to friends of friends or acquaintances or maybe distant family members. People you know, people you trust, who are not complete strangers but who don't know you very well. Then you can start talking to people who have some shared interests with you. For instance, talking to people at university or at school or at a party where you know there's a certain type of person there. And once you've gone through all of those steps, you'll finally be ready to talk to a random stranger on the street. Try to compliment them. Go up to them and ask them where they got their dress from. Just see this as an exercise. You need to get out of your comfort zone, but you cannot get into the danger zone immediately. I don't think that's very beneficial for most people. You are in your comfort zone. You just try to go a little bit outside. On right after the edge of your comfort zone, where you are in an uncomfortable zone, but you'll still close enough to your comfort zone that it doesn't feel that scary and it doesn't make you panic, it doesn't make you absolutely lose it. Then your comfort zone expands to that point. Then you just go a step further and you just keep repeating that. And like that, you can go from being absolutely totally shy, afraid to talk even in front of your own family or friends, to public speaking, to holding a presentation in front of people, to going to networking events and talking to everyone, just going up to them and saying, "Hey, I'm Maria. What is your name? How are you doing?" Confidence is truly a skill that can be learned. And this is one of the easiest ways to do it. It doesn't have to do with speaking to people. It can be anything. You need to just think about your current situation, your current daily life. What makes you feel uncomfortable? What makes you feel not very confident? What are situations where you suddenly feel insecure, where you're suddenly uncomfortable, you're overthinking how you look, you're overthinking what you're saying? What are those situations? And how can you take small steps to open your comfort zone and include those situations in your comfort zone? You can see a confident person from a mile away. I live in Europe. I don't even know how far a mile is, but that's how the saying goes. You can just tell. Think about the most confident people that you know. I'm pretty sure there are some similarities between them. One of them is their posture. They keep their back straight. They keep their head up. They don't look into the ground when they're walking. They don't avoid eye contact. They keep eye contact with whatever person they're talking to. They talk clearly. They don't talk too fast. That's also a sign of not being confident, just talking really, really fast because you want to minimize the time that the attention is on you. Talking slowly and clearly is a sign of being confident, and that's something that people can see around you. You can just see that. Just listen for a second to how someone talks and you can really see how confident they are. Confident people don't look into their phone when they're entering a room because they want people to ignore them. They're not afraid of being seen. They will enter a room with their head held up high, with their back straight, looking at people, making eye contact with people, going up to people, introducing themselves. These are such important things that can be seen from a mile away. You can see these things. You just need to look at how confident people are carrying themselves and do the same. You need to get to know yourself. You need to know and value yourself as who you are as a person. I love that recently this idea of solo dates has been popping off on social media because it is so important to just be able to sit there with your thoughts, with you and yourself and no one else. One of the worst red flags you can see in people is when they cannot be alone by themselves for 2 seconds, when they need to constantly do something. It shows that they don't even know themselves. They're so uncomfortable with themselves that they cannot even sit in silence for 2 seconds. It is so valuable to just go out, go for a coffee, go for dinner, watch a movie, go for a trip. You do not have to always find someone who does these things for you. You can be that person for yourself. You can trust yourself, you can be your own friend, you can be your own biggest fan. It is so fun. And again, don't worry about other people judging you. No one cares. No one cares. I love going to the movies by myself. I love grabbing a coffee by myself. I will just grab a book, go to a coffee shop and just read. Or just go outside, sit on the grass, touch some grass, Just sit on the grass, read a book. It's so fun. It makes you get to know yourself better, and then you value yourself and you completely understand that your presence is valuable, not only for yourself, but for other people as well. You won't feel so uncomfortable when you are in situations when maybe you go on a date or you meet people. You'll be able to socialize way better and you'll show up as the most authentic version of yourself. Just stop being afraid of doing things by yourself. You can do them, and honestly, it is so fun. We talked about this in the beginning, but maybe you just need to hear this again. You need to have very clear boundaries and to not let anyone cross them. Do not let people disrespect you. Don't disrespect yourself by accepting lack of respect from other people. If someone is trying to be shady, don't let them. Communicate. Let them know that what you're doing is not okay. You need to have strong boundaries and you need to not accept disrespect from anyone. Walk away. I saw this quote recently which says, "It is way better to be a bitch than an understanding victim." I don't know who came up with that, but kisses, because I love that. Sometimes we are so worried about being understanding and being a good person that we let other people cross our boundaries. But basically, we are just making ourselves the victim, the understanding victim, because we are more afraid of being perceived as not understanding than we are afraid of letting ourselves get disrespected. And that is a very, very bad thing, and we should not ever do that. It's way better to come across as a bitch, as a total asshole. It's way better to not even tell people your side of the story. You don't have to make them understand you. You don't have to explain where you're coming from. They don't have to understand you. If someone does you dirty, cut them off. That's it. Do not cross my boundaries. A confident person will never allow people to just cross their boundaries. Even if that means being the villain in someone's story, that's fine. People's perception of you is not your responsibility, but it is your responsibility to reinforce your boundaries, especially if they're being crossed. Don't let people disrespect you. Doesn't matter if they think you're the bad person. If being the bad person means you get to walk away from that situation with your boundaries still intact and without letting people disrespect you, then that is 100% worth it. Not everyone will like you, and that is a good thing. We are not meant to be liked by everyone. Realistically, if we always show up as the most authentic version of ourselves and we don't change our character or our opinions to accommodate someone else, not everyone will like us. And that's fine, that is normal. The goal is not to get as many people as possible to like you. The goal is to be authentic to yourself, to show up as that version, and as a result attract people who think the same way, who have the same values and morals, who live a similar lifestyle or a lifestyle that aligns with your lifestyle. Don't change your character or the way you show up or your opinion in order to be liked by people that you don't even like. Think about it. Do you like everyone that you meet? No. Realistically, no. You shouldn't. Some people just give you bad vibes. And it doesn't make sense to try to befriend those people or to convince them that they should like you. You don't even like them. Be authentic, show up as yourself, and you will find the people who genuinely align with you, your character and your morals and all of that. And you will also stop attracting people who have nothing of value to add to your life, who just are not compatible with you. Not as friends, not as partners, not as anything. Just show up authentically and do not change your opinions for anyone. Do not change in order to receive validation from people you don't even like. It's not worth it. I'm so glad you watched this video. You are now ready to become the best version of you and to show up in the most confident way. Do something that will help you step out of your comfort zone. Like right now, plan it for today or tomorrow or this week. Just do it. And I'll see you back here with another video next week.